Hi everybody, it's Amy at Crafty Cat. I finally finished it. I'm so happy. I got my act together and sewed in the signatures and found a picture that I liked for the cover. So I have some sari silk here that'll go with this journal. This is the beautiful sari silk that my friend Denise sent me. And so thank you, Denise. And this fabric here is also from Denise. But it doesn't really especially need a closure, so that's why I don't have it tied on there yet, but I'll send it with it so that whoever gets it can tie it up later if they want to, if it gets to be, you know, fat or whatever. I kind of kept it under control. But this particular journal I am calling my friendship journal. And I looked it up in Japanese, and I do not speak Japanese or write in Japanese, so I was just making an attempt because I wanted this journal to be called Friendship. So please don't anybody think that I'm being disrespectful or anything. I'm not trying to at all. This journal could not have been made without all my awesome subscribers and friends. I mean, I cannot believe the stuff that people sent to me, and I just want to say thank you so much to everybody. So that's why I named this journal Friendship. And so in Japanese, I looked up the pronunciation, and I believe that it's Yujo, and I could be totally wrong the way I'm saying that, but it's Y-U-I-O, but they pronounce it Yujo. And then I wrote it in Japanese, and I could have done it wrong. So please, anybody, don't don't be offended, because I mean nothing offensive or rude by it. But anyway, this is just what I found and the way that I did it. So I hope that it's right and that it does, doesn't make anybody upset, because that's not at all what I'm looking for it. I mean, this whole thing was based on friendship, so that's really what I was trying to do there. So I'm calling the journal Friendship. And I kind of liked the way this picture has the lady with the journal, and it doesn't really have anything to do with friendship, but that's I just like the way she had like a book or a journal or whatever, so I thought that was kind of fun. And this book was in fairly good condition. It was a little bit beat up and stuff, but it wasn't awful. But I just loved some of the images and things in it, and I did use those images throughout this book. So we'll go in. It has 63 pages. That's just, the page itself, so you would double that for writing surfaces. And then it is 9.5 by 6, and it has 1¼ inch spine, roughly. It's a little bit over 1¼ but whatever. And it was called The Japanese Inn originally, so I just left all that there because I just liked it. And then when we go inside, I was able to leave these pages in the front, so I didn't take those out. They're just how they were, and I didn't want to add pockets or anything because I felt like it would cover all that up. And this is just really cool artwork. Oh, we're really close, sorry. Forgot I went in. But you can see it's like a Japanese village, and there's the mountains and all that. I just think that's cool. So I left that. And then this is the friendship page that I did, and there's a little fabric up here. And then this is where I started the signatures. So here's a little cheesecloth, and there is a little extra room, so it can be filled with all kinds of goodies. I didn't want to make it super thick. So I did a lot of these pages with you guys, the guest check, and I did the stamping and the scraps of paper. This is a grungy album. This is not like a super neat, tidy kind of journal. So if you are looking for, neater pages and things, they're all inked, all coffee dyed. I've done the gluing of the coffee dyed paper on the like the spine of the book pages, just so that they don't tear easily. This is an old envelope that I was sent in the mail, and I coffee dyed it and set it on my table outside this summer in the sun, and it made the little markings like on the table. So, and this is a little from some paper dolls that I have. It's supposed to be a toy for one of the paper dolls, and so I put that in there. So everything's just kind of true, I would say, more true to junk journals. It's all not neat and tidy and all that. I got these cards from Denise. And oh, about the whole friendship thing, I just want to say thank you to Allie, who sent me the original, like the paper. She sent me this too that she made, but you can see the Japanese writing on the paper, and I did find out that it is Japanese. I had one of my subscribers tell me that she's pretty sure that's Japanese, so I believe her because I really don't have any idea. I just love it. It's just so cool looking. So Allie sent me that, and that's what started all this. So thank you, Allie. Hello, hello. And then Denise, like I said, she sent me a whole bunch of fabric and, you know, little ephemera and things like that. So thank you, Denise. And I also got some stuff from Gretchen at Catnpaws. She sent me some Happy Mail, and I used one of the alteration tags that she sent me in this as well. So that's why I called it friendship, because I couldn't have done it without everybody. So again, thank you to everybody. I mean, everybody's been awesome with their comments and everything. I just think Junk Journal subscribers and just all my subscribers are awesome people. So thank you. And that's just a little coin envelope that I put a picture on. And then these are the original book pages. These are some of the pictures. Hi, Pasha. Did you decide to come hang out? So that's one of the original pictures, and I've inked it and added, like, these are, oh, you can't even see, you know, the, like, if you sell something, a receipt. Oh my goodness, I'm sorry. And so I inked that all up and put that on there, and these are some of the stamps from Stampin' Up! That I talked about in quite a few of my previous videos, because I've used them all through this journal. And then some washi tape that Denise sent me, and one of the little cards she sent me. And then there's fabric up on this corner, and Denise made this little bead, and I just hung it off of a bulb pin, so it's hanging right there on that little piece of fabric on the page. And this is all coffee dyed. I'm going to put this out just a little because the cat's kind of hogging up the back area there. And there's some fabric stitched on there, but there's plenty of writing space. I've left writing space. And this is just an image that I got off of Pinterest, and I put some corrugated cardboard lines on the back for journaling. And this is a little book page corner pocket that I made that has this pocket right here, and then there's a little, just a little pocket right there. And so this is a vintage photo that I got off of Pinterest. And that's all coffee stained, and this is old composition notebook, and I did make it a little bit more sturdy with some coffee stained paper that I just glued on the spine there, because this paper, when you fold it, it starts to tear. So, and then this is another piece of coffee stained paper that I did a little fabric kind of collage down there at the bottom. And this is just that paper that I get from Amazon. I left a link in my last video for that paper. It kind of already looks coffee stained and stuff, and I like to use that. And then this is just a little tuck spot with some paper that I got from Denise, and a little picture, some burlap, and some fabric from Denise. And this is the little alteration tag that I got from Gretchen at Catnpaws. Hi, Gretchen. And then fabric. It's just a collage of fabrics, and this is a picture of a geisha. And then on the back I left it plain so that it can be journaled on. And that's just a little tuck there. And then some lined paper, and I know this says Chinese food, not Japanese food. I think that I stayed pretty much in the Japanese area, but you know, again, I'm not sure because I can't read a lot of the stuff. But I just like these little bags because they're that crinkly, crunchy, and then they have the cool design up here. So that's why I put this in that little pocket. And we made this pocket together in one of my videos. It's with the baking paper. And Ali sent me that, so that's from the UK. And then the stamping, and Ali sent me this fabric, so that's from the UK as well. She's the Cockney Crafter, and Denise is Wondubar Crafts, and Gretchen is Catnpaws. So this is just all cool papers to write on, do whatever, draw on, do some art on, whatever you want to use it for. So there's lots of them. And then this is another one of the book pages, and this is art that was in the book. And I've done a lot of this, you know, just covering spot with little journaling boxes and things like that. So you can still write on most of these pages. You could write down here. I tried to leave, you know, spots for that. And then there's another little journal spot. This is Tim Holtz paper, little origami paper, photograph. I believe these children are in China, but again, I'm no expert in this area. I just love the images, and so that's why I've used them in this journal. So I'm not trying to, say that I know, because I really don't, but they're just adorable. So, and this is one of the pictures that was in the original book, The Japanese Inn. And here's another page from the book with some journaling spots. You know, here, you know, you can write all over, but I did put fabric and origami paper, and this is a little bit of coffee filter that I put over the top of that paper so you could journal on it. And then this is a little tuck spot with one of the like Japanese soldiers, or I'm not, samurai, I guess, probably. And then here's a little, just a little journaling spot that tucks in there. And another one. And then coffee stained paper here. And like I said, it's grungy, so like this is pretty grungy looking. And there's that paper from Amazon, some ledger. This is out of Kitty, you know, kids paper that I coffee stained. And another, this one's really grungy. But I love those. And this is the other side of the composition. This is the one we did together. We did this whole thing. I just love these frames, and so there's little like tuck spots here and there in this one. You can tuck stuff under there, and I think this one, did I do? Yeah, this one you can tuck something down inside there. So I wanted to leave it so that if you wanted to journal something, you could tuck it in there. So a lot of these little frame spots will open up so that you can write or put a picture or whatever you want to do. This one you couldn't put a picture, but you can definitely tuck something back in there. And then this is another one of the pockets that we made together with the parchment paper, with a little collage, and the another one of the Chinese food bags. I just like the little lanterns up at the top. And the guest check, and coffee stained. So if I didn't mention it, this has 63 pages. Here's a little pocket that I just did a collage on because it was one of those journaling cards, you know, and so I did cut it with a blade so that I could tuck the picture of the geisha in behind there, and just did a little collage on there. And then this is another coin envelope that I just put a picture on. And this, oh, why is it sticking? I didn't even put any glue, so it must just be like moisture in the air or something that made it stick. So there's that. It's just a little coin envelope. And this, and here's another little tuck spot. This is again paper that Denise sent me and fabric she sent me. And then I did a collage, one of my collage pages that I've been talking about a lot. I used a lot of the origami paper and just some other papers I had, and this is that paper from Allie again with the Japanese script on it. And then just a picture of a little girl dressed like a geisha, and it's just a little journaling card that tucks in here. And then there's a picture of a geisha there. And then this is the rest of that collage page that I did. I made a pocket out of it and a tag with a geisha on it, and then I just wound up some of the threads and things from this fabric that I got from Denise that's like for kimonos, I'm pretty sure, because it's all silk and it's really pretty. So I just wound up some of the threads that came off of it and put it under there, and it says a courtesan. And some sari up here, and a little journaling spot. And that I cut out of the book, the original book. Here's some journaling spots. You've been such sweet, you've been such a good boy. And then this is that bag, that little bag that I showed you guys that I made. And then this is all fabric that Denise sent me with a guest check on the back to write on. So that's cute. I love that cat. So it just tucks in the bag. And then this is an envelope that I did, and this is out of book page, so I just took 2 pieces of book page and just, you know, made a very simple little envelope where you can tuck whatever you want. I didn't put anything in this one, so you can put whatever you want, and then I just did a little collage on the front. Sorry, I've got shadows. It's cloudy today, so I have like all my lights on, but I get shadows when I turn on the overhead light. But if I don't turn on the overhead light, it's kind of too dark in here, so just a little envelope, and then some more of the composition notebook page, the old paper. It's so soft. I love that paper, and I'm almost out of it. And here's some ledger, more coffee stain, just regular lined paper. This is an original picture out of the book. And I did stamp these little crisscross things on there just because I liked them. There's another little frame to write something, and another journal spot. And this was fabric from Denise. And then these are all just little frame spots, you know, that you can either put a picture or journal, whatever you want. And this one I put the lined paper in so that you can, these ones I did not leave any of these open, so these are all completely glued down. And just a little picture of a geisha. And this is the pocket, the flip pocket that we made together with the Tim Holtz, and the little, almost like, what do you call it, the manila file folder, you know, with the tabs on it. So we did that together in one of my videos. So if you want to see it, it's in all my videos. And then this is a little journal spot, one of the cards from Denise. This is an original picture from the book. And I really like using the original pages from the book. I love this idea of just covering up a lot of the writing part. I mean, you can still see it, and I like that, but leaving some journaling spots so that you have more places to write. I just think that's fun. And then this is just a whole collage of, you know, cool papers, and this is like a little piece of fabric that I just wrapped some of this twine around. And then that says love in Japanese. I believe it's Japanese, I'm pretty sure. And then the cheesecloth, and these are again the original pages of the book. So I think that worked out pretty good. I've never done that before where you leave the end pages, you know, in the book, but they seem to be holding good, and it's not a problem at all. So so yep, that's my Asian journal. I loved doing it, and again, I just want to thank everybody. Everybody's been so amazing with, you know, sending me things and just great wishes and great comments, and I just love my subscribers. You guys are awesome. So, and whoever does get this, it'll go in my Etsy shop probably today or tomorrow, and then the sari will come along with it, and I'll wrap it up so it's not like this. But I just didn't need to put it around because it's you know, it's full enough, but it could get fuller for sure if you start adding pictures and other pieces of paper and things to it. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. I loved it. And then I wanted to show you guys, because I did finish this entirely. So this is my giveaway for my 1,000 subscribers, and I'll also send along some happy mail too with that to whoever it goes to. So just make sure that you enter in my last video, not this video. So if you want to win this, make sure you go to the last video that I did, and I will link it to this video, and give me a comment below. And you don't have to do the 2 envelope challenge. That was more just a fun thing to do. And the 2 envelope challenge, you can use 2 envelopes and do anything you want with them to make some type of either a journal or something for a junk journal. And then make sure I know, you know, how to get to the video so that I can take a look at it, because I would love to see what you guys do. But to enter to win this, you just have to be a subscriber, 18 years or older, and you know, put a comment in my last video, that type of thing. So yeah, but I finished it all up. I just added some lace down here, and this is a little seam binding, and some eyelash trim that Allie sent me, and this is a little crocheted flower that my sister made, and I just put some beads in the middle. And then that last page I just added one of the sayings from the fairy dust paper, and I did sign it. And I finished, you know, I added a few more like little tags and things in here, so it's all full now with tags, and then just some journaling spots here. So yeah, that's all done. And then I thought it would be fun today if we did just a little something together, because I feel like I don't like it when I just show a journal and that's all I do, because I know a lot of people don't really care. They're like, I don't really care that you made a journal, so yeah, I just want to, you know, make something. So anyway, I'm going to try to always do that, do something when I show a journal or whatever. So I'm sure everybody has like things like this, and it may not be this one exactly, but I know when everybody was scrapbooking, a lot of us got punches with flowers. And a lot of times now, I don't use them the same way that I did when I was scrapbooking, but, and I have one that has the really big fat rounded petals, and I definitely don't use that one very often because it's just not, doesn't go with like the junk journals necessarily. So I figured out if you punch things that might not seem normal for a flower, like book page, and then yeah, I've been going through my scraps, so just use things that like you might not think it looks like something for a flower, but just use it because you'll be surprised. It turns out kind of cool in the end. So you're just going to punch out from all different scraps that you have, just wherever. Let's see, I kind of like stuff with some writing. I think that's kind of fun. So I'm going to get a little bit of writing on those petals. And it doesn't have to be just one color or polka dots or whatever that you think a flower might be, because these kind of turn out cool. So I have a piece of foam that I'm going to use, and then I'm sure we all have these kind of things as well from doing scrapbooking. If you did scrapbooking, a lot of people may not have, and especially if you just started, you know, if you're younger and you're just getting into junk journaling or whatever, you're probably not going to have all this. But if you do, I like to take these and just snip off like the tops of these flowers, because it just makes them different than they would have been, especially like the one with the big, and I did one already, with the big round petals that, you know, and then I just put them on the foam and kind of use, this is a rounded, so you just need something kind of round on the end. That's my little pokey tool, I call it. And then some distress ink. And I did some of these last year. I was making like flowers for some, I was like doing Easter egg kind of collage things. And so I was using them for that. But you can use whatever one of these scissors decorative edge that you like. And so I cut some further in this way and some further out to the point, just to give them a little more interest than they would have otherwise. And plus it gives you the dimension when you're, you know, putting them, stacking them together, so you can still see parts that you want to see. So I hope everybody's having a great day. It's been snowy here the last 2 days, but it keeps warming up enough that most of it melts, so that's really awesome. But I was a little worried yesterday because my husband was away and I was worried about him getting back, but he got back fine, so that's awesome. And my daughter has just really started driving this year. She drives herself to school, her and her brother to school every day. And so I'm using a different one this time. And she has never driven in the snow, so Dad took them to school this morning because I was like, she can't drive yet. I need to work with her on it first. Because we just haven't had snow for her to drive in at all. But I mean, she does an awesome job. She's very responsible, so that's great. It's just she's never driven in snow, so. last 2 years we haven't really had much of any at all. And I think it was the year before that we had like the most in 30 years, so it's kind of up and down all over the place. You never know what you're gonna get. So yeah, I'm just grabbing these. I'm not like doing anything technical or you know, you're just kind of changing the look of it, and that's what I like, because you get kind of bored with stuff. But I hate, you know, you pay money for all of this, and I don't know about you guys, but I can't just, you know, go out and buy all the latest tools, and plus I just don't really want to. It's like, where do you put all of it? So I'm really trying to just kind of use what I have, you know, use up scraps, use tools that I already have in a different way, and yeah, hopefully come up with something different. So I've got all those little scrappies. No matter what you do, you have scraps, but I'm not saving those. So I'm just going to kind of find biggest, you know, to smallest, and then we're just going to stack them up. So I just need a little glue here. I love all the comments that I got in my last video. I just love getting comments from you guys. I really love reading, you know, and everybody's so positive, and it's just amazing. I mean, I could not be more thankful for the people that I have that watch my channel, because I just feel like I'm very fortunate with the awesome comments and things that I get on my videos. And I did add my little Valentine book to my Etsy shop. I finished it up too. I guess I could show that to you guys too real quick in a minute, but let me finish this first. You know, I think that's good for that one. But see how they're kind of cool, even though it wasn't necessarily paper that you think of for a flower. For junk journals or just, you know, cards and things, I just think it's neat to do something different sometimes, because I don't know, I'm not very into like cutesy. I mean, I love little cute pictures and stuff, but I'm just not, that's just not my style really. So I'm choosing a yellow. I have little tiny brads, and I've had these forever, so I'm sorry, I mean, you couldn't even probably get them from wherever I got them from, because I just, when I was scrapbooking all the time, I just would, anything I could find, I would, and I bought big packages of stuff. I used to get stuff on QVC, I know, of all crazy places, right? But it was a good place, but you just got a lot of one thing. So some things I have a ton of, some I don't have hardly anything of. So I'm just putting this on the foam and poking a hole in the middle to put that little brad in. And so I'll just take it. And one time I did some of these, and I don't have any left because I used them on cards and stuff, but I did some little bitty pom-poms, and they're hard to find, and sometimes you can't find colors, like you can only find white, or, you know, the bright red or green or whatever, and it's not stuff that would necessarily go with this, but I did find some that were like kind of, I don't know, dusty jewel tones, and so I used those, but I have a couple somewhere, but I didn't want to dig them out today. So anyway, I'm using these little brads, but they work great too, and I think that is just a super fun little paper flower that you could use in your junk journal. So just a new way to use something that you might not use otherwise if, you know, all the petals were like that. I mean, if you stack them and stagger them, then they're still going to look cool, but plus you can make them smaller, and a lot of times like these are too big this way when you stack a bunch of them, but if you cut them down a little bit, it just kind of, I don't know, it's just something new. And especially with those really bubbly rounded flowers, it helps. And so use die cuts if you've got them with flowers, punches, whatever, and just try it, like, you know, do something different. So anyhow, that is my spiel for today, and like I said, I hope you guys are having an awesome day, and I thank all of you so much, because I could not have done that last journal without the great friendships that I have made. on YouTube, and I'm just amazed, because if you'd have told me that like a year ago, I'd been like, no, you know, nobody's gonna care and nobody's gonna watch, and you know, whatever. So thank you guys. You're just amazing, and I really do appreciate you. So have an awesome day, and I will talk to you again next time. Bye bye now.